Today, we're talking about how Trump's new tariffs can affect the real estate market. Now, if you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe so you know that when new episodes drop, you will be notified. And be sure to comment below if you have any questions or you just like the episode, or if there's anything that I talk about that you agree or disagree with, make sure you put it in the comments. Now, welcome back to the Real Estate and Wealth podcast with me, Tabitha, as your host. And I really want to jump into this topic today because I've gotten a lot of inbox messages from people on social media asking me my thoughts on the tariffs and how it's going to affect the real estate market. And I understand the concern, especially for people who are thinking about buying or selling. We are in the beginning of real estate season, which usually starts around February, March, and lasts to September, October. So if you are thinking about selling your home or if you're thinking about buying something, right now is when a lot of people are making the decision to do that. So this is very important, along with a lot of people losing their jobs. So they may have to make certain type of moves. Because of things, circumstances beyond their control. So let's jump into the topic because I know that's what you hear about the tariffs and how it's going to affect you and your real estate moves. So I want you to think back to COVID. We're going to do a COVID flashback because during COVID, we saw prices of materials increase for new construction. Now, I bought a house during COVID, in the beginning of COVID, and honestly, it was very difficult because I couldn't go into the office and look and touch and feel the fixtures and materials that I was choosing for my home. I had to do it on Zoom, looking at a PowerPoint presentation, and it was really difficult. And I will say, the tile in my primary bathroom, I do not like it. I really don't like it. It doesn't even look like what I chose from that PowerPoint presentation. And eventually I am going to change that. But that's neither here nor there of what we're talking about today. So, flashing back to COVID, during that time, we saw a lot of materials increase because there weren't a lot of workers to produce the materials. And so that cost raised the cost of materials, and builders were passing that down to the home buyers. Now, like I said, I did buy a house during COVID, but I got my contract signed in the very beginning of COVID, right? So what home builders were seeing is that they started losing money, or the amount of money that they were going to make off of each bill started going down, down, down. And so any new contracts they were writing, they put a stipulation in there that they could increase the price if the cost of their materials went up. And some people were seeing costs jump like 20 to 40,000. Now imagine you're buying a house and you expect one price, and as you get closer to your house being finished, it jumps another 20 to 40,000. For many people, they were no longer able to afford that house. So what were they going to do? The only thing they could is walk away. The builders were stuck holding the house and having to then sell that. But as we also know, during COVID, because there was like a rush of home buyers coming to the market, they were able to sell those houses and sometimes sell them for a lot higher because it was a shortage of houses during that time. So that was what happened during COVID. And the reason why I wanted to do that flashback is because we're going to see similar things happening right now with the tariffs. So if you're not familiar with what a tariff is, let me just break that down. So there's tariffs on imports coming into the country. That is other countries shipping their products to us. Their products and materials like steel, aluminum, cabinets, fixtures, all the things that go into houses, right? And then we have exports. So that's from the United States going to other countries. So if you're not aware, we already have tariffs on things that come into our country. What they're discussing right now with the Trump tariffs are leveling the playing field, because ultimately the tariffs that are being charged on the materials that are coming into the United States are a lot higher than the tariffs that we have on our products and goods going out to other countries. So what's happening is the United States and Trump, they're increasing those tariffs, saying we need to make this more reciprocal and fair. And because of that, other countries are starting to push back. Like, well, if you increase the tariffs on the goods that you export to our countries, we're going to increase the tariffs to you. So there's going to be countries that don't increase any tariffs, and it's going to stay the same. Whatever tariffs are in place right now will stay the same. But as we know, right now we are kind of in a little fight with China. And the thing with China is that they don't really take many of our goods in their country. 1/5 of what we bring into our country is what they take. So they don't even take that many of our goods that we export, but we take in a lot of imports, and we have tariffs on those imports that are already coming in. So a slight solution to this is if our new builders, if they are getting their products and fixtures and all of those things American made, then there's no tariffs on the American made products, right? It's only going to affect if they get their products imported from other countries. Then those additional tariffs, if there are any, will affect the cost potentially of new bills. And that's going to be a little bit more down the line. You're not necessarily going to see that right now. Many builders already have, or they've ordered their materials for the houses that they're going to be building. And if you are thinking about buying new construction, maybe you should act a little sooner rather than later, because while prices are still kind of where they are, then you may not see any effects of increased prices because of any new tariffs that come in. Now, the National Association of Home Builders, they're estimating that the new tariffs can add about 9 to 10,000 to the price of newly built houses. That's if the builder decides to pass those costs on to the home buyer. Okay. So it's very similar to what happened during COVID. But with COVID, as the supply started increasing, then there was no need to increase the prices of homes based on the cost of materials. But with the tariffs, if they don't change, then those prices are pretty much going to stay the same. Now, a solution to this is don't buy new construction homes. You can buy a resale home, an existing home, because they're not going to be affected by any of the tariffs because the home is already built. Now, the homeowner, if they are planning on putting their house on the market later on down the line and there's some repairs and things that they need to do to the house, now it could possibly affect them because the cost of those products that they're going to buy to increase the value of their home might go up. And just because those products go up does not mean that it's going to increase the value of your house. You can't say, well, I had to spend an extra 10,000 on these materials, so I want to increase the list price by 10,000. Kind of doesn't work that way, okay, with resale properties. All right. So another, I guess, silver lining for buyers during this time is that all of these talks about tariffs, it is lowering the mortgage interest rate, right? So we're seeing like interest rates come down, and it's a good thing for buyers, right? Now, I don't know if it's just going to be temporary or if we're going to see this trend of interest rates coming down. I know a lot of buyers are going to be excited. So, if you are a buyer and you have been waiting for interest rates to come down, what you can do to take advantage of the effects of the tariff talks and lowering interest rates is lock in your rate now. So if you're out there, you're looking for a house, lock in your rate sooner rather than later. Now, interest rates can continue to go down, but they also can go up. So we can't predict what's going to happen. You just have to make the best decision that you can right now and take advantage of where we are right now. So, the third thing that we can talk about is how it impacts you regionally. So, in your area where you live, if there's a lot of development and there are a lot of uh, new construction, if there's a lot of new construction happening in your area because there's a lot of development going on in your area, so there's more new construction than resale, then you're going to really see the effects of these tariffs going into effect. But if you're in an area that does not have a lot of new development, and so the inventory in your area are resale houses, then you're not really going to feel that effect of these tariffs happening if you're a buyer. So, just to sum that up a little bit, if you are a home buyer, maybe look to buy now, sooner rather than later. And potentially, if you don't want to be impacted by the tariffs and the increase in supplies, then maybe look at resale homes opposed to new construction homes. You also want to lock in your rate sooner rather than later while we see that interest rates are coming down. And if you are afraid of these tariffs and you just want to wait, then go ahead and wait. That's up to you. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. No one can predict exactly what's going to happen in the future. But if that's your choice to wait, then that's fine. I will tell you, with the people that waited through COVID, they were sick as prices just increased on them. And some people just didn't even buy anything. Or if they waited a few years, they ended up paying way more for the house that they would have paid a couple years before with higher interest rates. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so that's it for tariffs. If you have any questions, again, put them in the comment section. And if you are thinking about buying a house and you would like to find out what your home is worth, go to the description section and you will see a link that will take you to a page that you can put your home address in and you can get a free automated home valuation. Now, keep in mind, if you are actually looking to sell your house now and you're not just curious, contact me if you're in the Maryland, DC, or Virginia area for a customized home evaluation. That's it for me. I will see you guys on the next episode.